Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to tackle the puppy machine from Hack the Box. This one's rated as medium difficulty Windows box, as you guys can see, and the main focus is learning how to abuse the DPAPI, that is Data Protection API, to escalate privileges to administrator and capture the root flag. Okay, and the machine is pretty straightforward, but it requires a solid understanding of multiple tools. Some of them comes pre-installed on Kali Linux, while others need to be set up manually. So if you want to follow along, make sure you are comfortable switching between different tools. So all right, without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. So I have logged into my HTTP account, and the first thing we have to do is to connect to the VPN of Hack the Box. Okay, and if you don't know how to download the VPN, you just have to click on this connect to HTTP tab, click on machines, click on open VPN, and you have to download this VPN file. Okay, I have already downloaded my VPN file, so let me go to my downloads folder, and you have to become root, and we are going to use this open VPN command to connect to the VPN of Hack the Box. Okay, let me hit enter, and you will get this message that is initialization sequence completed. Okay, now let me open a new tab, and I have already created this directory called puppy HTTP. Okay, now we are connected with HTTP. Let's join the machine. And as you guys can see, we have this machine information here that you will start the puppy box with credentials for the following account, that is levi.james. Okay, so we already got the credentials, so we can start using these credentials. Okay, so let me copy this IP address and let's check the connectivity. Okay, yeah, we are connected because we are receiving the packets. Good. Now I have already performed the Nmap scan. Okay, so let me show you the file. Okay, for saving time, by the way, you guys already know how to run as Nmap scan, so I'm just skipping that step. And we have lots of interesting ports are open, like for example 53, that is for DNS, port 88, it's for Kerberos service, right? And then we also have port 135, that is for MSRPC, it's for remote procedure calls, it's a Windows service, right? 139 and 445 SMB service is running on that. LDAP is running on port 389, right? As you guys can see in the service information, this host is a DC, that is domain controller. Okay, so at this point we know that lots of interesting ports are open, and we also got the Levi's credentials, right? So let's start off with the SMB enumeration. Okay, let's connect to the SMB share with the help of this tool called NXCSMB. Okay, when I was searching about this tool, so it's a post exploitation tool that allows us to interact with SMB, RDP, WinRM, and other protocol. Okay, so we are interacting with SMB here, and it is formally known as CrackMap. Okay, so what we are going, let me copy it first. And what we are doing here, we are using NXC tool. Okay, we are interested in SMB service, and then we are providing the IP address. -U is for username, that is levi.james. D is for domain controller, that is puppy.htb. P is a password, and we are interested in shares. Okay, so let me hit enter. Okay, so it's a Windows Server 2022. Okay, and it's a DC, that is domain controller. Signing is true. SMB v1 is false, it is disabled. Wow, the output is really messy. I don't know why it is happening. But as you guys can see, we have got this Dave share. Okay, and all of these shares are default shares. Let me run this command again. Okay, let me clear the screen and let's run this command again. I don't know why that output looks so messy. Okay, let's see. Okay, now it looks good, right? So we have this Dave share for puppy. Okay, so let's go ahead uh, with this share. Okay, that is Dave, and we are going to use this SMB client tool. It is also pre-installed in Kali. Okay, so let me copy this command and let's paste it here, and let me copy this password as well. Let me clear the screen and let's hit enter. I've pasted the password and we are inside the SMB shell. Let me write ls and the status access denied. Okay, so at this point we know that this Levi user doesn't have access to SMB share. Okay, but we are aware about that there is a Dave share. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll enumerate the users now. Okay, so let me exit from here. Our next step will be user enumeration. Okay, and for that we are going to use this RPC client tool, this one. So basically it's a command line tool, and we all are aware that the RPC service is also running, the port is also open, so we can try this particular tool, and it lets you interact with Windows system over RPC, that is remote procedure calls. So basically it is used for enumerating information from Windows machine, okay, like users, group, shares, and policies. So let me just copy it and let's paste it here, and let me clear the screen. So we are using RPC client, providing the IP address capital U, and we are providing our username. Let me hit enter, and I have already copied the password, so let me paste it here and let's hit enter, and we are inside this RPC client. And first step is to enumerate user. Okay, and for that we are going to use this command, that is enum user, not user but it's users. Okay, it's end with S. So enumeration domain users. Okay, so let me hit enter, and we got this users, that is administrator, guest, Levi James, and Edwards, Adam Silver, Jamie Williams, Steph Cooper, and we also have the Steph Cooper admin account, and these are the read or relative identifiers. These are the IDs. Okay, let's enumerate group, and for that we are going to use this command. I forget the command. This command, that is enum enum doms group. Okay, let me copy it. It will list all the groups in the domain. Okay, so let me copy it and let's paste it here. Okay, so we have got the groups, like we have domain admin, domain users, domain guest, read-only domain controllers, and their particular RIDs. And we also got HR and senior devs and developers. Okay, we got three interesting groups, that is HR, senior developers, and developers. Okay, and their RIDs is also there. Okay, and this is extra information. If you're interested in getting details about the specific users, you guys can use the query user command. Okay, let me copy this, and you have to provide the user read. Okay, that is RID, and let's go ahead with this Levi user. Okay, so let me copy the read, and let's paste it here and let's hit enter, and you will get this information. Full name is Levi B James. Okay, log on time, log off time, kick off time, password set. Okay, password can change time, and we also get the user RID and group RID. Okay, if you like 201, if you check, 201 is the domain user group. Okay, so this particular user is a part of domain user group, it's cool. But if you are interested in, if you want to map things, then you can use query group mem or member, copy it, and you have to provide the member RID. Okay, so let's go ahead with HR. Okay, query group mem. Mem is short for member. Okay, so let me write this RID here and let's hit enter, and we'll get this red ID. Okay, it is 44F. So the 44F is an ID of this Levi user. So basically this Levi user is an HR. Okay, it's a part of an HR group. It's cool. So I have actually, used the same approach when I was solving this particular machine. I have used the same approach to actually map everything. Okay, so, and I've used ChatGPT for that. Okay, so this group membership, we have a domain admin, we have this domain users, they're the part of this group. Okay, with their RIDs, administrator, Levi. Okay, these are the domain users. Obviously HR, we are HR, by the way, Levi.James. Then Edwards is a part of our senior developers group, and we have 3 users who are part of developers group, that is Edward, Adam.Silvers, Jamie.Williams. Okay, so I know it's kind of tedious. Okay, it's really boring, but at that time I really wanted to, you know, play around with RIDs, so I did it. Okay, but the quickest and the convenient approach will be to use Bloodhound. Okay, so we are gonna use that approach. Okay, so what we'll do, let me exit from here. This is just an extra knowledge that I'm giving you. Okay, so let me exit from here, and this will be the command. And this particular tool is pre-installed in Kali Linux. We are providing our username, password, our domain name, that is puppy.htb, and here we have ns, that is the name server. Okay, basically we are specifying the DNS server to use for resolving host name, and we are providing our IP address. -c is for collection method, and we are collecting all the data, that is username, groups, ACL, sessions, trust, everything. Okay, and we want all the output in a zip format. Okay, so let me hit enter. Okay, found AD domain, that is puppy.htb, getting TGT for users. Okay, failed to get Kerberos TGT. Okay, connecting to LDAP server, dc.puppy.htb, and you have to actually include this in the etc host file. By the way, it has found one domain, one computer, connecting to LDAP server, found 10 users. Okay, so you have to basically, I forget to tell you, but you have to, let me become root first, and you have to include this IP address, dc.puppy.htb and puppy.htb in your etc host file. Okay, so I've already done that. I forget to tell you earlier, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, compressing output here, you will get all these errors. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting lots of errors. So let me clear the screen and let's write ls, and we got our zip file. So now we got our zip file. Let me start the Bloodhound. First I have to become a root, and I have to write this docker compose pull and docker compose up command. Okay, let's go to our Firefox and write 127.0.0.1 port 8080. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, so let me quickly log in. Okay, so this is the interface, and I've already imported the file, but let me show you how you guys can do that. You have to click on this administrator. Okay, sorry, administration, not administrator. and you have to click on this upload file and click on this, click here or drag and drop to upload file. So I'm going to click on this, and our file is on this folder option, and we have this puppy htb. Okay, so this is our file. Let me open it and let's click on upload. All file have successfully been uploaded for ingest. Let me close it, and you are seeing this status as ingesting. So let's wait for a few seconds and it will complete. Now it is analyzing. Status is complete. Okay, now click on this explore and you will see this search tab, and now we have to search this Levi user. Okay, Levi.james is here. Let me click on that, and here we got our Levi user, and let me double click on it. Okay, so here we can see this object information, because everything in the Bloodhound is object and edges. Okay, so currently we are seeing the user object. Okay, this is an object ID, admin count false. It is not an admin account, obviously. Then here we have enable true, it's a active account, obviously. Then we have other details. Okay, like last log on, last seen by Bloodhound. Okay, and then we have this interesting tab that is member of, and we know that this Levi user is a member of 3 different groups, like users, domain user, and the HR group, right? Here we have some interesting options, that is outbound object control and inbound object control. Okay, and if you are new in this terminology, like if you don't know what is outbound object control is, so basically outbound object control means which objects the selected objects can control. Like think of it like, who do I have power over? For example, if you compromise any account, okay, in this case, we think that we have compromised Levi's account. Okay, so we immediately check outbound object control. Why? Because outbound control shows where you can go next. Okay, and inbound control means like who can control me. Okay, so basically inbound shows who has path to control that particular group or object. Okay, so in this case we are interested in the outbound object control. So this Levi user is a member of HR group, right? And this HR group has a generic write permission on the developer group. Okay, so basically this Levi user can modify the object's attribute. Okay, like it can add himself to the developer group or remove member from a group, modify a user's attribute. For example, change their login script, add service principal name, modify description, etc. So what we are going to do next, we are going to add Levi user to this developer group. Okay, don't forget about that to SMB share. Okay, because we have to access that share. And what we are going to do now, we are going to use net rpc group command. Okay, and we are going to add this Levi user, okay, into this developers group with the help of net rpc group command. So basically net is a command line tool in Samba on Linux. Okay, and on Windows we have this net.exe built-in utility. Okay, and it lets you manage user group shares and session on Windows operating system. Okay, but on Linux we have Samba that provide its own version of net, and it is more powerful because it can talk to Windows machine over SMB and RPC. Okay, so like Windows Net is a native tool for managing Windows locally or remotely. On the other hand, we have Linux Samba Net. Okay, it is equivalent tool that lets Linux talk to and manage Windows AD resources. Okay, so we are going to use this particular command to add Levi user to this group. Okay. Okay. Now let me run this command. It is pre-installed in Kali Linux. Net rpc group, and we are adding the member in the developer group and the member information. Okay, that is Levi.james, and we are providing the username and password on this server. So let me hit enter. The username and password was not correct. Okay, I forget to add the exclamation sign. I'm sorry. Now let me clear the screen, and now let's hit enter. The command runs successfully. Now let's check whether this user added in the developer group or not with the help of this command, that is net rpc group members, and we are interested in developers group. Okay, so let me hit enter. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have successfully added Levi user into this developer group. Okay, and our next task is to access that SMB share, right? So this is the command that I'm gonna write. We have this double quotes problem. Okay, so we are accessing that dev share. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let's hit enter. We have to provide the password. Let's write ls, and as you guys can see, we have this KeePass win64 msi. We have this recovery.kdbx, and we have this projects. It's a empty file, by the way. It's a directory and it's an empty directory. So let's get these two files from this SMB shell. Okay, and for that we are going to write, let's write recurse on, like it will go through all the directories. After that, prompt off, and now it's going to avoid asking yes or no for each file. Mget star, that means download everything. Okay, let me hit enter. Let me open another tab and let's see. Okay, so KeePass file is there. Okay, so let me download this file separately. Copy it. Oh, it's not download, it's get recovery. Sorry. Let me exit. And now we got this recovery.kdbx and this KeePass file. Okay, Windows file. So when I was solving this lab, I have actually searched this extension online. Let me copy it. And extension. And I get to know it's a database file format. Okay, KDBX is a KeePass 2.x database file format, which is used for storing user data, like their username, password, URL, etc. Okay, so I didn't have that. I didn't have this database, that is KeePass. So I have to download it. That I write KeePass download, and I went to this. I went to this site, that is KeePass XC. Okay, click on that, and I have downloaded this image version. Sorry, app image version. Okay, I have this file. Let me show you. So you have to download this file, that is KeePass XC. Okay, app image, and you have to provide the execute permission. Okay, with the help of chmod, right? And you have to run this command. After running this command, you will provide the execute permission to this file. Okay, so let me open this app. So basically this is the KeePass database file, that is recovery.kdbx. So we have to actually import this database. So how you can do that? Let me close it. Let's click on this open database, and we have to select our file puppy.htb. Okay, we have recently downloaded this recovery.kdbx. Okay, let me open this, and if you open this file, it is asking you to provide password, and we don't have the password right now. right? So we have to crack it by using John the Ripper. Okay, and we are going to use the tool called KeePass to John that is included in the John the Ripper package. Now we have this recovery database file. So let's convert the encrypted KDBX database into the hash format that John the Ripper will understand. Okay, and for that we are going to use this tool that is KeePass to John. It's basically included in the John the Ripper package. Okay, and we are providing the database file and we are extracting the hash. Okay, and we are saving the hash in the recovery.hash file. Let me hit enter, and once you run this command you will get this error. Okay, the file version 4000, it is 4000. Yeah, it is currently not supported. That means, I have actually given this prompt to ChatGPT. Okay, I get this response, that is this key pass introduce KDBX4 format, and this key pass to John bundle in older John the Ripper builds only support up to KDBX3. Okay, we need the new tool that can parse and export the KDBX4 hash files. So what we have to do, we have to update the John, and you have to install these development libraries and tools on your Linux system. Okay, and then go and clone this particular repository, openwall john.get. Okay, after getting that you have to go to this particular directory. Let me quickly show you how I did it, because I'm not going to install it again. Let me go to my original file where I have got all the files. Okay, so this is John, this is the John directory. Let me go to John and src, that is source. You have to hit enter, and you have to run this command, that is configure and make. The configure command will basically detect your system environment, right? And if you are building John the Ripper, okay, this particular command will check if OpenSSL or PCAP support is available or not. After that, we are running this make clean command. It will remove older compiled file. We want to start fresh, right? In this particular command, S is a silent mode. Okay, it suppress output and it only shows error. Okay, and then we are using this make command, make hyphen sj4. Okay, it will compile the project using the instruction in the make file, right? So you have to run this command here, and after running this command you have to run this command. Let me show you the screenshot, right? You guys can, why it is not opening. After downloading the John from the Git, you have to go to this particular directory, that is John src, and you have to run this command. Okay, let me show you. Okay, we are inside this. You have to run this command. Okay, let me write recovery A. Now let's write recovery A dot hash, and we got this hash. Okay, the next command will be to crack the password. And how you're going to crack the password, by using John, and you have to provide your file, that is recovery.hash. In our case I have changed the name, that is recovery A. Okay, recovery A dot hash. So let me change the name, right? And we are using the rocku.txt file. Let me run this command. Oh, oops, lots of errors. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, loaded one password hash, cracked one password hash. Run John recovery hash, and we have to write show command. Okay, and the password is Liverpool. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll copy this and we'll paste it here, Liverpool, unlock it, and we are seeing Adam, Anthony, Jamie, William, Samuel, and then Steve. Okay, and their respective password is also there. So you have to just copy and paste it all the username and password. I've already done that. So I've created this username file and I've added all the users in this file, and here we have password file. Okay, so our next task is to find out all the valid credentials. Okay, and for that we are going to use this command, the same, that is nxc smb. Okay, and we have to provide username and password. It should be continue on success. Okay, now let me hit enter. Okay, now it is checking the valid credentials. So as you guys can see, we got the valid credentials of Edward user. Okay, now let's check the permission of this user. Let me close this. Let's go to Bloodhound, and instead of Levi, we are gonna write and dot Edwards. He's a part of a developer group. Okay, and let's double click on it. Okay, member of 4 group. Okay, is a member of domain user, senior developer, and developers group. Good. Oh my god, it's pain in the neck. Okay, now let's go for outbound control. Wow, as you guys can see, this Edward user is a member of senior devs. Okay, this is a group, and this group has generic all permission on this Adam Silver user. Okay, cool. Generic all means we can do anything with this user. Okay, generic all permission means the golden pass. Okay, so let's see what we have to do. Okay, so this and Edward belong to the standard group. Oh yes, generic all means full control over the object. So we have to reset the Adam's password. Okay, and we can change the attribute as well. We can impersonate or take over Adam's silver account. Okay, and in short, this is how we gain access to Adam Silver's account. Okay, so now let's change the Adam's password with the help of the same tool, that is netrpc. Okay, and we are setting the password as test at 1234. Okay, let's go to our terminal. Let me clear the screen and let's run this command, netrpc password. We are changing the password of this Adam Silver user, and we are setting this password. Okay, let me copy it. Okay, now let's hit enter. Okay, so we have changed the Adam's password, but we forget to check his permission, right? So let's write Adam. Okay, let me double click on it. As you guys can see, the display name is this. Admin count is true. Okay. And if you see this enabled, it's false. That means this account is disabled. So we have to enable it. And this account is a member of remote management user. That means we can use the WinRM, like evil WinRM, to log into this Adams account, right? But first we have to enable his account. Okay, what we'll do, we are going to use BloodyAD. Okay, and we have to enable his account. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are using this BloodyAD tool. Okay, so the host is our target machine, that is puppy machine. We are providing the credentials of Edward user. Okay, username and password. -D is domain. So here we are actually removing the user account control flag from this user, that is Adam. Okay, let's enable this account. Let's hit enter. Okay, property flag removed from the Adams account. Okay, cool. Now let's use evil WinRM to log into this Adams user. Okay, and make sure that you remember the password. In this case, test@1234 is my password. You can change it, okay, when you are setting the password in this command. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, let me hit dir and let's go to desktop, and here we have our flag, the user flag. Okay, you guys can use type command to get your flag, but I'm not interested in that. So let me go to the privilege escalation. Okay, let's go to the C folder and let's write dir to list the files and directories. We got this backup folder. Let's go to this backups. Okay, let's write dir, and we got this site backup zip file. Okay, so let's download this file with the help of download command. Let me provide the full path. Okay, well, I don't know it will work or not. Let's hit enter. Okay, this is downloading the backup file. It's a site backup, so maybe we'll get some files related to websites, right? Okay, the progress is 23. It will take maybe 5 minutes. Okay, so let's wait. Now the progress is 45%, 90%. Okay, download successfully. So let's exit from EvilWinRM and let's go to our directory. Let me clear the screen and let's write ls. And here we got this site backup zip file. Okay, so let's unzip this with the help of unzip command. Let's write ls. Okay, let's write ls, and we got this puppy folder. Let's go to this puppy folder and let's write ls, and we got assets, images, index.html, and this backup xml file. Okay, let me use cat. These are the hard-coded credentials, okay, in the backup file, and these credentials are for this user, that is Steph Cooper. Okay, now we got the Steph user credential. Let's see the permission of this user. Let's go to our bloodhound and let's write Cooper. Yeah, Steph Cooper. Let me double click on it. Admin count false, and this is the object ID of this user. Domain ID enable is true. Okay, let's see the member of information. So this user is a member of remote management user group. That means we can log into the, we can use EvilWinRM to log in with this step user credentials. So let's see. So let me clear the screen and let's log in with the step credentials. Okay, let me clear the screen. So always remember, when you are enumerating local group membership, one of the most valuable check is to use the net local group command, okay, because it often reveals misconfiguration or overprivileged account that can be leveraged for escalation. So we are going to use this command, that is net local group administrators. Let's hit enter. So the local administrator group contain these 4 members, right? The administrator account, it's a built-in local admin. Then we have domain admins. Then we have enterprise admin, and we have this Steph Cooper admin. Okay, it's a domain user account with local admin privileges. So at this point, our current shell was running as a Steph Cooper, not a Steph Cooper admin. Okay, so why this thing is matter? Basically, this Cooper user, like the Steph Cooper, doesn't have admin rights, but this Steph Cooper admin, this user does have admin rights. So this user basically making it a perfect escalation target. If we can recover credentials of this particular user, that is Steph Cooper admin, we can move from a low privileged domain user to local admin and potentially can compromise a domain. Okay. So our next logical step is to search for the saved credentials in the Steph Cooper's profile. So basically, credentials in Windows are protected using the data protection API, that is DPAPI. And to decrypt them, we need two things. First is encrypted credentials, like we can found it in the app data directory. Okay, and we need a DPAPI master keys. Okay, and it can also be found in the app data directory. Okay, so let's go ahead with this following command, like to search the credentials. We are going to use this command. Okay, we are going to this directory, that is app data roaming Microsoft credentials. Okay, so let me clear the screen and let's run this command. So here we got the credential vault file with the random GeoID number. These files are stored in the Windows Credential Manager and often contain cached RDP, SMP or browser credentials. So our next step is to download this particular vault. Okay, so let's first download this, and we have to provide the full path and provide the name of the file. Okay, download. Let's hit enter. Now it is downloading. Okay, let me provide the double quotes. What the fuck is happening? Okay, let me open the directory. Let's write ls. There is a problem with the evil win rm. Okay, but I got the file. Okay, now let's go to our DPAPI master key folder, which will be in this app data roaming Microsoft protect directory. Okay, let me hit enter. And here we got our SID. Okay, and we have to go to this folder. Okay, let me copy this first, and we have to go to this folder. So copy it again. Let's hit enter, and we are inside this directory. Let's write dir force. Okay, and here we got our DPAPI master key. Okay, and to unlock this DPAPI master key, we need the user's logon. Okay, user logon password, that is NTLM hash, which can be extracted by impacted tools. Now we got the DPAPI master key. Let's download this. Okay, you have to provide the full path to download this, and then copy it. And now let's hit enter. Let me check. Let me write it in double quotes. Let's hit enter. Still the error is happening, but let's see. Oh yes, we got the file. Okay, you have to write in double quotes. I don't know why this error is happening. Download fail, but I can download the files, as you guys can see. I'm not editing it. I'm not cutting any clips here. We'll search this particular error. Okay, but the result is here. Okay, we have successfully got the credential, like the credentials and the DPAPI master key. But I forget to tell you, like, what is DPAPI, right? Basically, DPAPI is a Windows built-in encryption service that allows applications and Windows itself to securely store sensitive data like password, keys, certificates, Wi-Fi secrets, and browser credentials. So instead of inventing our own crypto system, we can just call DPAPI function to encrypt or decrypt data. Okay. So now we have the DPAPI master key, like SID. So what we'll do, we can decrypt this. Okay, with the help of this impacted DPAPI tool. Okay, it is pre-installed in Kali, and here we have to provide the master key. That is our file that we have just downloaded from evilwinrm. Okay, we are providing that, and then we are providing the password of this step user, and here we are providing the SID. Okay, that you can copy it from here. In the protected in the protect folder, you will see this SID. Okay, so you can copy it from here. So let me hit enter to decrypt this file. and here we got the decryption key. Okay, let me copy this decryption key. Let me paste it here. So now we got the decrypted key. It is time to extract the credential from this file. Okay, so we are going to use the same tool, that is Impacket DPAPI, and we have to provide. So here what we are doing, we are using the Impacket DPAPI tool. Then we are providing the credential file, and after that we are providing the key. Okay, you just have to copy this key and you have to paste it here. Okay, let me clear the screen and let's hit enter. And now you guys can see we got the username and password of this Steph Cooper admin. Now we got the username and password. It's time to use the Impacket secret dump to get our NTLM hashes. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are providing the domain name and our username, that is Steph Cooper ADM, and here we are providing the password and our target machine IP address. So let me clear the screen and let's hit enter. Starting service remote registry. So first it has dumped the local SAM hashes, that is security account manager, and now it is dumping the cached domain logon information. Okay, so let's wait. It will take some time. Okay, now it is completed. And we are interested in the administrator, right? These are the Kerberos keys grabbed. Wow. Dumping domain credentials. So here we got the hash, like NTLM hash of this administrator user. So let's use the nxc winrm command to log in. Okay, so let's copy this. I've actually copy and pasted this output in my notes because I really want to study it further. Okay, let's use even winrm, and here we have to provide administrator. Okay, and the NTLM hash. Let me clear the screen and let's hit enter. And we have to go to this administrator folder and then go to this desktop folder and just get our root flag. Let's directly go to desktop and let's write dir, and we got our root flag. It should be type not cat root.txt, and we got our flag. Okay.